Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and trust you are also well.
By the special grace of God, I'm doing well. Now,
We thank God Almighty.
Now, I've seen a post that you've put out, and your party is asking for a forensic audit. I'm aware that your party wrote a letter to Parliament in April, I think specifically 18th of April, recounting some events, especially with, I get confused, BVR, BVD, BVK, BV, whatever, raising all those issues. And then subsequently, we've had responses from the EC. I think there's been about 3 different responses on this particular issue. Now, with the exhibition of the register, you also raised issues about timelines given by the EC and the fact that those timelines were never met until you got it the last minute. And you have also written another letter citing some discrepancies. We've heard stories, Honorable Suini has told us about what happened in Tamale, where some votes were transferred to another place without the knowledge of those persons. And it was not just 1 or 2 people, but in excess of 20. And you also claim that there are many of these issues in other places. And that's the reason why you've written for a meeting with the EC. I want to find out, first of all, what happened to that letter to Parliament and your engagements with the EC. And of course, this letter to the EC, has the EC responded to you?
Loaded questions. Let me pick it from what happened to our letter to Parliament.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Parliament has not given us a response. So since April, the situation is that Parliament, to the best of our knowledge, Parliament has not acted on it. And this letter was addressed to the Speaker of Parliament on the 18th of April. We will be very, very pleased if the august House of Parliament will prioritize the importance of a credible electoral commission system, including the register, so that Parliament will institute the appropriate investigation. Unfortunately, because this investigation was not taken up by Parliament, it has led to complications. You recall the letter was written in April. The EC has gone ahead since then to conduct registrations. We believe that if an investigation had been done, some of these challenges that the Electoral Commission is facing may even have been identified. That is not to hold brief for the Electoral Commission for the terrible state of affairs that we have seen, and I'll come to that. So we are pleading with the august House of Parliament to prioritize the need for credible register and also the need for credible EC system. Because let's face it, the Electoral Commission is a security zone. And in fact, under the present dispensation, the Electoral Commission has had heavy military presence. For those of you who see us when we go for IPAC meetings, you sometimes see military people providing protection for some top officials of the Electoral Commission. This means that in terms of security, this particular administration of the Electoral Commission has had accentuated security. And so it beggars belief how biometric verification equipment could have been stolen. But that is the BVD. Let's put that aside. The BVR, the Electoral Commission itself confirms that they were stolen their headquarters. Dr. Abbey, the Electoral Commission headquarters is under 24-hour CCTV surveillance. It also has state security manning the place. How should this happen? If somebody has been able to steal biometric voter registration laptops, it means that the person had a certain access to the EC infrastructure. As we speak, we know the extent to which the EC IT system, as for the hardware, we know some have already been stolen. But what has happened to the soft side of it? Manipulation that may even be beyond the comprehension of the Electoral Commission. Is it the reason the EC itself is at this stage confused in this exhibition exercise? And why do I say the EC is confused? Randy, Honorable Suhini is an MP. He will confirm that the registers that we, the NDC, forwarded to the constituencies on pen drives, they are at variance with what the Electoral Commission is exhibiting at the exhibition centers.
Really?
Yes. And so you ask yourself, and I'm going to give you a shocker.
Yes.
You ask yourself, how come we will have a situation where the same Electoral Commission provided NDC with the hard drive, and we have even moved on regarding the postponement and the delays and all those, because we want to look forward. The election is basically 3 clear months away. So we want to move forward to solve the problem. So how come the Electoral Commission will provide the NDC with the hard drive that contains the entire register, and then we worked very hard because the Electoral Commission was very, very unfair to the NDC. We got the register less than 24 hours to the commencement of the exhibition exercise. But we worked very hard to get them to the constituencies. How come we do not have consistency? If it is about it being a composite register that is being exhibited, it should be composite. If it is disaggregated, it should be so. In this case, the anomalies other on several fronts, and I have listed them. One, you have people who go and they don't even find their names in the register at all. You have qualified voters who have been placed on the multiple list. That is, they did a multiple registration when they have not done multiple registration. You have people who actually engage in multiple registration or whose registrations were challenged successfully but are found on the register. You also have, and a very dangerous one, old transfers that were done in previous elections. The people did not transfer their votes in 2024. Their names are found on the transfer list. And talking about transfers, let me give you the shocker. Honorable Suhini, if you have spoken to our honorable minority leader, Dr. Kesel Atufosun, he may have informed you that yesterday it was revealed in his constituency that about 2,000 people have been transferred out of the constituency, and about the same 2,000 to about 3,000 had been transferred into his constituency. Can you imagine this? And within these transfers, they also, and thanks to Atos vigilance, he says, Doc, I keep my records. So I have the previous transfers. Some of the previous transfers are contained in these transfers. Look, how can this be tolerated in a democracy when we only have September, October, November to an election? 3 clear months. The other category are people whose polling stations have been changed. Assuming the Electoral Commission had given the register to us on time, we would have been able to identify it and have informed them that, oh, your polling station has been changed to place A, B, or C. Because the Commission itself reneged on their promise. They had promised to give it to us as far back as July. But that was when they wrote the letter. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Then even the August date, it was still shifted. One would have thought that the delays were for them to have perfected the system. Unfortunately, that did not happen.